Well, we finally got a new Borderlands, and after Borderlands 3, Gearbox needed a win. They needed to hit us in the face with Borderlands 2 nostalgia and gameplay and all the fun that we had playing co-op. Um, that's kind of happened, and it kind of hasn't. The game's plagued with performance issues. You'll see reviews on Steam, you'll see reviews on other platforms as well with performance issues and screen, not just screen tearing, but like just frame rate drops out of nowhere. Laggy gameplay, not online, just local gameplay. I've actually witnessed my screen resolution change while playing the game. Take that as a note as well. Never had that happen before. And it doesn't matter what graphical settings you play with, this is still kind of plaguing the game. Now, with that being said, I think what's frustrating about all of this is we love these games. I'm a big Borderlands fan. And I think at the end of the day, we want to play the games that we loved playing. We want to see that nostalgia kind of come back and those level of games be present. We're not rooting for game developers to see their demise or whatever. But I think what happens is the game developers like Gearbox and Randy Pitchford included has flat out said, you're going to pay $70 for a game or just don't buy our games. Well, people might start because I think we thought we were past this whole point of releasing broken games and fixing them after the fact. It's like going to a car dealership and saying, I want a new car, and they give you a used broken car, but still charge you the same price. I'm pretty sure you wouldn't want that to happen to you. Now, granted, price points, right? $70, $80, that was a thing back in the 90s and even 2000s. Games used to be more expensive sometimes, and someone set a baseline for $60 across the industry. But with that being said, I think what we're looking at now is someone charging us $70 for a game that's broken, and then also charges us almost $100+, almost $200 for a limited edition that doesn't include the game. So gaming has turned into, from story modes, from the enjoyment of a single player campaign and exploring new worlds, into a cash grab. Packs, seasons, all these things. So then that way you're not paying them $70. What ends up happening is you start to pay them $1,000 plus over the lifetime and time you play that game, because that's what they're really charging for these games. Now, they say the games are hundreds of millions of dollars to make, and that, well, may be very true with teams of hundreds of people. But with that being said, we'd rather have working games, Randy. We'd rather have working games that when we started playing them, we could just hop in, enjoy, and love. And I do think this game has the potential to bring back some of that Borderlands magic. The team obviously worked very hard on this. And I'm not trying to take a stab at the team. I'm just trying to, maybe it's the publisher. Maybe it's the publisher pushing the studio to get it out really fast, to make as much money as possible. And money is the root of all evil, as we have seen. People get obsessed and greedy with money. Look at Bungie. Look at so many other studios. Look at Madden. Now, the funny thing is, though, the consumer still sometimes will buy the game even with the smallest change on it in a year. But with that being said, we really, genuinely, please, get a patch out for this performance issue, and I think you have a fantastic game. Look at Cyberpunk. Look at CD Projekt Red, one of my favorite developers. Really some of the best games ever to be made. However, Cyberpunk was a pretty crazy fiasco. And on PC it ran pretty good, but on consoles it was pretty much unplayable. But here we are 4 years later, and Cyberpunk is in my top 5 games of all time. Now, I play it on PC now, but even on my Xbox and PlayStation and Switch too, it plays great. Now, that was during a pandemic and other things and other circumstances possibly, but I don't think those are excuses anymore. I do think in those times, having remote teams, not having everyone in the office, having to stay on top of project management and who's doing what and what projects are priorities for the week, it gets difficult. And I think CD Projekt Red really truly knows when The Witcher 4 comes out and Cyberpunk 2 come out, that if it's broken, people are going to have a very hard time forgiving that. There were refunds issued immediately for Cyberpunk. With Borderlands, it's just the frame rates and performance issues. There are a few other like little glitches here and there, and that's normal. Like, let's look at it this way. Bethesda games, it just works. There's some charm to some bugs and glitches. There's things that we actually go, hey, you know what? That's funny, right? Extra crazy physics, people floating into the air and blasting off into space. It makes the game fun and actually adds some charm. But I think we're getting to the point where, as consumers, we need to start calling this out. And I really hope Battlefield 6 doesn't have this happen too. But it's becoming a very common occurrence for big studios. It's a common occurrence for the big studios to launch games that are slightly broken. The smaller studios, however, aren't doing that. It's funny how that works. Yeah, maybe they're not putting profits over the game. But hopefully this fixes itself. I really do hope that Gearbox gets it together and gives us a patch really quick to update these performance issues. I played on PC. I cannot speak to Xbox or PlayStation Pro. I'm actually going to be playing on those systems here today as well to check for any other issues, and I will get back on here and maybe have a short and update you on that. But I can't recommend playing Borderlands right now. I think it has the potential, maybe just wait. And a lot of comments I see, unfortunately, on every Borderlands post are, I'm just going to wait till the price is half. I'm going to wait until they fix it. And we can't keep doing this. And I would hope as a gaming community and gaming industry, we don't like come to this point where we're like attacking every developer. And this is by no means an attack on the Gearbox. It's just a plea from gamers to you. People that actually, a lot of people I know would want to, they love working on these games. They would want to work on these games. But it's like the community is so tight-knit and locked together. No one wants to even do anything with someone that either has no gaming experience, has very little gaming experience, but it's like maybe you need to start bringing people in that haven't been developers their entire life. Lego brought in a salesperson, and it turned their business into a multi-billion-dollar company. They brought someone in that had no toy experience at all. Leaders make decisions. I'm hoping the game industry finds that leadership in these bigger studios really fast, because a lot of the franchises that we've come to know and love, hopefully, don't get on the chopping block. But if you agree with this, let me know. And if you have other opinions and ideas on this, let me know as well in the comments. Please like, subscribe, and share, whatever. But would love to know your thoughts and opinions. If you've experienced issues with Borderlands 4, let us know in the comments. Until next time, we'll see you soon.